Let's
It
fix
says
this.
you're live.
I know. There we go. There we go. Give it a little more time before we start up.
You think the birds are too loud?
They are who they are.
Should I close the window?
It is who it is.
Like so many people have asked us to go live.
You're too low.
Look, happy Father's Day. Going live.
Happy Father's Day going live. I'm not gonna wait a little bit, let people catch up.
I gotta go see my daddy. I gotta tell him Happy Father's Day.
All right. We got an engineer in the house who's kind of loud. Can you do what you gotta do, engineer, sir? Thank you very much, sir. So, and we're just trying to make sure we've never done it before, so we're trying to get all the technical bugs out. Is it up and running?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. Is it up and running? Make sure the volume's not
Make sure the volume's
down. So we have that go. All right, we're live. So we're waiting for our engineer to give us the cue that everything's done. Is that done, engineer? Both? All right, we're live. All right, so with that being said, to all my fathers out there, happy Father's Day from Ask a Black Dad and Woman.
Happy Father's Day.
A lot of people say, why is woman for Father's Day? Because, she Yoko. You know how Yoko, so she did what she did.
Why would I not be on for Father's Day?
Because you're not a father. You a mother.
I help make you daddy, though.
I'll be a mother sometime, a bad mother.
Oh, whatever.
Hush your mouth. Hush your mouth.
Can I give a shout out?
Go ahead.
Happy Father's Day, Daddy. I know he's not watching, but I'll play this back for him later.
He has to watch it after.
Happy
the fact.
Father's Day, Bruce Jr. Happy Father's Day, Brian. Happy Father's Day, Braddock. Happy Father's Day.
Derek Caesar.
That's right, Derek Caesar. Happy Father's Day. There's so many fathers.
Dwayne.
Marcus.
You know what I'm saying?
I guess what you keep going. I
Kenny. Big Warren.
What?
Coach.
What? Happy Father's Day, Ron.
Oh, that's
Happy
no. Everybody who's a father, happy Father's Day. And what I want to say, today is a good day for fathers who are in their kids' lives and they are doing something productive.
Yeah.
I want to give you a pat on the back. For those young fathers or even older fathers who are just starting to turn the corner, I want to give you a pat on the back. And to those fathers who are absent or lacking and not involved, it's never too late to get involved.
No, never.
Even if you think it's too late, you still can come in and make some kind of productive, as long as you're trying to make a productive input into somebody's life. Don't come in with that negative crap.
Yeah, but that there's life in regards to that. I just think that it's important for, of course, your daddy to be in a child's life period, because guess what? As we get older, sometimes we develop those different issues. We don't even know what that is, but sometimes it's because of an absent parent. But it's always important. Any role that you can play in your child's life is always important.
It's always. I read a article day before yesterday, and it broke my heart.
What?
I don't know where it was at, what town, what city and town it was. A black father and a son got into an argument. I don't know why I say black father, but a father and a son got into an argument. And they were arguing. The son was like 30-something years old, and he had established himself already. He had played football. He was a football coach, and he was working with bringing youth together and doing sports. Mm-hmm. And him and the father got in an argument over discipline. What's the proper form of discipline and all this? So the father, however the argument got to a certain point, the father decided that he was going to Marvin Gaye his son. And he went to his room and he got a gun and he shot his son in the chest and killed him.
How old was his son?
His son was 30-something years old. I want to say 34.
So the father shot his son
because they were arguing about the proper way to discipline a child.
Wow.
And he Marvin Gaye'd his son.
Wow.
And he shot him. The son didn't hit him or anything. He just shot him. And that's why I say to all them fathers who are doing a good job, that's why we came live. Really, that's why we came live. We weren't going to come live. But we wanted to, because we wanted to say that you are needed. And to all you fathers of color, you're showing something, because see, there's a misconception that black fathers and brown fathers aren't involved, especially black fathers, aren't involved in their children's lives.
True.
That's bull.
Yeah.
That's bull. That's that thing that black on black violence is. It's just no. There's white on white, brown on brown. It's where you at is where the violence happens, but where the crime happens. Black fathers are involved, just like white fathers are involved, and there are always those that aren't involved, and we have to take time out just to say thank you. We will never get the brunches.
The what?
The brunches.
The brunches.
We don't get brunch. There's no father.
Are you talking about Mother's Day?
There's no brunches for us.
do love a brunch.
I will get a 30-pack of Miller High Life
That's all
over
you ask
again.
for. You never ask for anything.
I'll get
except
that.
for a beer.
Well, you know, because I try to go with their pockets, not mama. Mama gets the brunches at the wineries and all that kind of stuff.
I did hold them for 9 months. I did birth them. You know,
you act like
I am a pro-choicer.
You were not. Listen. You were not the second coming of Mary.
Dear. But I am mama.
I am beholding of a child.
I am mama. I am mama.
You weren't that. And I want to say this to fathers who are young.
Yeah.
Or even fathers who are trying to navigate. Be careful taking advice from people who are not fathers. And I'm gonna say this wholeheartedly. Do not take advice from terrible fathers. If they're terrible, I've seen fathers, and you know, I retired from the sheriff's department as a supervisor in the jail supervisor. I've seen fathers try to teach their kids the proper way of being a pimp or some kind of drug dealer, or how to avoid getting caught by the police. Don't be that way. Instead of teaching them not to go to jail, they teaching them, and when I say not to go to jail by not breaking crimes, they teaching them, you know, hey, this is the best way to be the slickest person on the block. Stop.
I remember you told me about the father and son who was in jail at the same time. That's a sad situation. That is a sad situation.
I've seen father and sons, several sons,
right, but you know what? Today
and the daughter's over in the female side.
Well, today is Father's Day, and so I want to acknowledge the father of my children. Five of my babies.
I got grease on my hair. Her hands is grease. I shouldn't want to say nothing about it.
That's okay. I'll just.
She played it off.
Hair.
She played it off good. She's like,
hair. You see your hair being moisturized.
She played it off good.
Whatever. But happy Father's Day to you, honey. Happy Father's Day. Don't do the face. Don't do the face. You ever met somebody who's uncomfortable with compliments? It was a simple Happy Father's Day.
I'm comfortable.
Drink your beer.
I'm comfortable with it. If I drink my beer, how can I talk? I'm comfortable.
I know. Drink your beer.
I'm comfortable with it. I'm just saying that, you know, it is what it is.
Happy Father's Day, James.
We're not going to shout out every father that we know when we put them all in the group.
Sure.
We put them in the group chat.
I just want to make sure I give a shout out to the dad.
And I'm going to say this too. This is something personal to me. Mothers who get on posts on social media on Father's Day, and they be like, you know, my baby daddy ain't this, ain't
Thank
this,
you for
ain't
the shout out.
this, ain't this, ain't this.
I'm just distracted.
I'm just gonna say this. Remember, we told our kids, don't have babies, you can't feed babies, and so forth and so forth. But remember, you made a choice to have that baby with that person. So just remember that.
Sometimes we just don't know no better.
Okay, but you know, you can't go around and another women can't go around and say all dads, all fathers are bad because they're terrible because your baby's father's terrible and bad. So all men are like that.
Well, I think sometimes as human nature, we all have that baggage, if you will, and sometimes we bring it into our new relationships and whatnot. But you know better, you do better.
Yeah, keep your baggage on the curb.
And I say that as mothers too, is that
it went to Mother's Day.
As mothers too. It is part of our responsibility to make sure we try to help develop that relationship with the father and the child too, because knowing how important that it is in regards to any person or child's development, to be honest with you. It's important. It really is.
Yeah, because
if they acting like
in my previous episodes, I told you, I had my father was always in the house with us. And I used to kind of like say, man, how come he can't be gone, an absent dad?
What?
I did. Because he was a little handful, but I was glad he was there because him being there, I knew he scared the bejesus out of me, and certain things I couldn't do. That doesn't mean that, you know. So, but you know, as far as my role model, when I wanted to be a father, when my oldest son Michael was dropped into the world, he just plopped, came forward, and I was
he just plopped.
Pretty much. He just plopped. He still plop around. And congratulations on your engagement, son.
Yes.
And beautiful pictures. I'll post them.
Hey,
But
Alex.
she's not a father.
So I just said
Stop
hi.
shouting out to people. This is not. You act
Hey,
like
Cindy, I see you, girl.
we've been.
Sorry.
This is all like a 50th episode. You giving shout outs. Stop. Hey, yo, hey,
It's
hey,
my
Grandma.
people.
No.
It's my people.
No, okay. This okay.
I'm sorry, it's Father's Day. You're right.
You
Go
called
ahead.
out. Alex ain't even had a baby, and you shouting her out. So he plopped into the world, like I was saying. And I remember I went to see, and I looked at my father, and he was not a role model to me as a role map to be a father. And I went with my brother, and shout out to Beagle. He's not a dad, but he's been one hell of an uncle that filled in. We go somewhere when we're sick, and he had to watch the kids. He was one hell of a dad.
Most deaf.
He was a dad uncle, Uncle Daddy.
Can I say hi, Beagle? Hey, Beagle.
I just said that. So me and Beagle went to see Boys in the Hood and Furious Styles. I was like, woo! And I love Furious Styles. And I was like, I remember I looked at my son. I said, I promise I'm going to be that father to you that I didn't have. And then I watched Cosby. Not Bill Cosby per se, but the Cosby Show. Dr. Heath Huxtable. Yeah.
That's right.
Remember that. People get that mixed up. No, not the rape, druggy, put stuff. No, not that one. But I watched him and I said, this is what I wanted to do. And people say, well, how do you know it worked? I go to my wall and I see 5 graduates from college, because that's where I got from the Huxtables. You don't make them. You kind of coerce them. You kind of stick them with the electric pride, make them go to college.
Not electric pride. No.
I did.
No, he didn't.
I had that cattle pride.
No, he didn't.
College! College! College!
Whatever. That is not what happened.
That's what I did. But it's not meant for everybody, so every kid's not going to go to college. But you have to be behind them. You have to be that wind beneath their wings, and you have to let them
You
fly.
didn't just wrecking the song, did you?
And soar. I did. But I ain't got paid. I ain't seen that much of it. So, you know what part about going live?
What?
I can't, there's no music we can add to this, because you're
You don't
live.
need music. You got the background noise of the birds chirping.
Somebody cutting the grass. My son upstairs playing, our engineer, like he sets us up, and then he went upstairs and started playing Fortnite. He didn't want to hear what we got to say.
We are in the house. We're literally in the house. That's where we shoot from.
He's like, he's been here
Welcome
for
to
22
our
years.
home.
He knows what mama and daddy do. But anyway, we wanted to come on live again and just say, Ask a Black Dad has been one hell of a ride. And if there's any question that you have of me or her, and if we can help in bringing about some kind of agreement, because that doesn't mean we know everything. Just because what we did, we don't know everything.
Right.
And but you may say, hey, can you help me with this? What do you think? And then if we can bounce it off each other, because it takes a village. It really does. It takes a true village to raise kids. And I think that's what we try to, that's what we had a village, and now it's time for us to give back and be part of that village. And now because we got gray, you see, she let her hair gray go in.
Don't.
She let her hair
Those are
gray
called
go in.
free highlights.
No, they're
okay,
not.
free highlights. Those aren't highlights.
That's
Well,
called.
let me say something.
That's called we sit in the old folks tent.
No, I'm not old.
We sit in the old folks tent.
This well seasoned little salt. That's all. But part of your village, and people think part of your village is like your aunts, your cousins, your uncles, or your closest friends that help raise your children. But part of that is the environment in which you have your children in. We are very selective who we even allow in our house, but especially when you're raising kids, very selective of who's around your kids. We had really close friends who are still friends today. Hey, Jerry, happy Father's Day.
You just said that already.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, and it is, you really had very good role models around our children, in regards to his friends that he played football with, some of the people you worked in the jail with, and now, Kenny, your childhood friend for over a long time.
Why you say it twice? Like I'm that old.
Because it was both of y'all old. Sorry.
Like you stretch. Why you stretch this out like that? A long time.
A long time. But that's also too. That's part of the village too. The people that you have around your children is also a part of your village, and it's part of who you selectively allow around them. Because remember, that's the environment that you provide for your children, but an environment for them to be able to thrive in. So You know,
Somebody sent an email when they found out I was going live. They sent us an email and they said, "What some of the do's and don'ts." I can't really say nothing is structured. I say I have little pet peeves that I get into when parents say, "Well, blah 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 is not doing good in school. All he wants to do is play Xbox and be on his phone." I'm like, he still got a phone? He still got an Xbox? I mean, I don't
yeah.
understand that.
Yeah.
You know,
If you ever, if a child, like I'm gonna give you an example, all of our children, well, we are a technology family. We are a Xbox family. And for our kids and motivation, well, especially our boys, they didn't want that Xbox taken away. And so that was their motivation. Find out what that motivation is. Take that away as a true punishment. I'm not talking about no couple of hours or
no,
technology time out. You know, I mean that's the punishment. Because back in the day when we was growing up, it was like we couldn't go outside.
I thought I was older than you.
My it was still back in the day.
We ain't have outside. We ain't had no inside when I was out. We had a cave.
Anyway, our punishment was
We had a cave.
we couldn't go outside, right? And you know, you hear your friends outside playing with now. But think about it now. You know, these kids didn't want to. Our kids don't want to go outside. They rather play the video games. So you find what works. You find what we call that sweet spot in regards to it. But also, too, part of that is having that conversation. You know.
And another thing, another little piece of me, I love when parents. I want to give my kids more than what I had. I do, but that doesn't mean when my kids were playing football, when they're playing baseball, basketball, what have you, and they're like, "I need the new Michael Jordan Air Plus 15s." I like, you sit the bench. You don't need the new Michael Jordan 15s to sit the bench. I mean, come on now. All you need is just the
What is that?
the shoes that go
Whatever.
They cost like $20.
No.
You can do good push-ups and jumping jacks in them.
No.
You don't need those that you're cutting left and
I
right.
agree with all that, but you don't need the You know you don't.
You don't need the swoosh. You need the that's
Whatever.
where it starts.
Whatever.
In fact, you need the shoe that has
Come
the blank.
on now.
That has the blank, and I can get a
Come on
marker
now.
and put the whoosh on it.
Anyway, you were saying
That's what you need. You know, so like give them make them earn something. Like our kids just didn't get an Xbox. They had to earn it. They had to bring grades in.
Yeah.
They had to do their chores. And then they could ask for that for Christmas. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? They just couldn't just say, hey, this is what I want. Christmas was because at our house, Christmas might not come if you mess around. Because they knew, hey, ain't no birthday. What you getting the cake for? Did you eat dinner? That's all you.
baby can't have no birthday.
The law requires me to feed you just 2 times a day. These dinner, breakfast and lunch is optional. One of them is optional, so I have to feed you twice.
Was there a point that you were trying to make, honey?
Oh yeah, I'm saying. So when I see the father say, "I want to give them everything," don't be so easy to give them everything because if everything's given, they're not learning how to earn and appreciate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I know I can just go to you, you're going to give it to me, then there's nothing. You know, if I learn, that teaches them to earn. You know what I'm saying? To earn something. You know, another thing that I had to teach my kids that nobody. I shared this with my kids the other day. This is how my father paid bills. This is the true story. He would get a call from, y'all remember Sears? Okay, he'd get a call from Sears. He had a Sears card. They called him and said, Mr. Blah, 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 you owe some money. He'd be like this. They're like, are you going to send it to us? He said, did you get it last month? They'd be like, no. He said, well then, blah, 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 beep, 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 and hang the phone. Oh, that's cool. I got in the Marine Corps. I got a credit card. Oh, my first credit card. I ran that sucker up. They start calling me like, I ain't paying you nothing. Then all of a sudden I say, ooh, I'm out the Marine Corps. I'm trying to do some stuff, trying to get a brand new car. And they was like, you remember that bill that you said go F themselves? Well, now they telling you to go F yourself. I'm like, what you saying? What you saying? What you saying? And I had to build my credit back up to get, you know what I'm saying? And so what I was able to teach my kids was credit is important. We don't understand how much credit is worth until you need it. And you never let them mess up the credit. Even if your credit's messed up, don't let them mess theirs up. And I try to talk against parents who want to put their light bills and all that kind of stuff in their kids' names. Don't do that. Don't do that. And don't attach your kid to your credit. If you know all you're trying to do is get a credit card out that kid's name, don't do that.
What?
You know, but parents sometimes get the credit card in the kid's name.
Oh,
And then they done spent the money up, and the kid owe $7,000, and he only 7 years old.
yeah. It's supposed to
Stop
be.
doing
It's
that.
supposed to be the reverse. Keep your credit good, so then that way to boost your child's credit, you can make them an authorized user, but just don't give them the credit card.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah,
But don't get a credit card with your kids, man. Your baby owe for a rented Lexus that you rented from the airport, and he's 7 years old now. He can't go to college or nothing because you don't do that to him.
But today is Father's Day.
Today's Father's Day. Do the right thing.
Today is Father's Day.
Do the right thing.
That's right.
Do the
Okay.
right thing.
You were serious about that.
Oh,
Look at your-
don't mess up them babies.
Stop frowning. Okay.
Them babies is new to the world. Don't do that to them babies. So we don't want to keep y'all. We know some of y'all got to go out and cook some steaks and some. Well, the ribs should be already cooking because where we at now. It's like what? What time is it?
I don't know. It is like 3:49.
So yeah, if your ribs ain't cooking by now, oh, I don't know.
Stop playing.
If they ain't cooking by now, they eating late. They gonna eat, and that's cool.
Come on now.
Or you don't know how to make ribs.
You know we eat late. You know we eat late. Really?
But the ribs will still been on.
Okay.
It's the
Well, yeah,
size.
yours. Yeah, because it's 2, 2.
3, 2, 1.
I'm sorry, 3, 2, 1. Sorry.
So, and all the fathers out there who's doing a wonderful job again, I really do want to say congratulations and keep up the good. It's not over. It's not over. And you know, another pet peeve that they shouldn't have sent me that email. And I was upset when the dude shot his son. Another thing I hate when fathers say they're 18, they gotta go. I understand, but you're a parent for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and I think we'd have realized that. I know I didn't.
I know parents who have lost kids, and I think that's a tragic thing when a parent loses a child first. When the child goes first before the parent, and it's a blessing to have your kids with you. Yeah. It really is. It's a true blessing, and it's fun to say. I can't wait till y'all get to 18 so I can throw you out the house. That's fun.
That's not fun.
That's fun to say.
Did you ever say that? I don't remember. Did you? I didn't think you ever said that to the kids.
But here's a true story. This is a true story.
And meant it.
Look, you know, I post sometimes true story. True story.
Oh, here.
My daughter was
story time.
She was 16 years old, and young 16-year-old girls. All you fathers out there know what I mean. If you had them, they getting to that age where you be like, they just get to there.
We've all been.
So it was Christmas time, and my daughter, I'm like, boy, I'm about to go to jail. I'm about to go to the penitentiary if you don't stop it. But she kept going and going. I said, that's it. So I told her, you're going to live with grandma. Now, now this is Christmas time. Grandma is a practicing Jehovah's Witness. Don't celebrate no Christmas. I'm like, that's going to threaten her. She ain't going to have no Christmas. Do you know that girl went up and packed a bag?
I can't believe, I do remember this.
And I remember Dawn was at work. Woman was at work. And I was debating. I said, drop her off at grandma's house. But if mama come home during Christmas time and her daughter ain't there, ooh wee! You talked about Christmas being this. I just told, girl, if you don't take that bag back upstairs, unpack. I was so. But she called my bluff that day. I was like, I couldn't wait till she turned like 18 and went to college and like, thank you. And then now she's like, I'm sorry, Daddy. I guess I was a little bit.
You threatened her with my mama.
Oh yeah, I threatened her with grandma because she loved Christmas. She won't get no Christmas.
Baby love Christmas.
Baby love Christmas. Ain't no Christmas tree at grandma's house. Her witnesses don't got no Christmas trees.
Oh, mama.
They'll be singing. Mama. Bells will be ringing.
Oh, mama, he just joking.
No, she don't celebrate Christmas.
I know she don't. Hey, mama.
Stop it. Stop shouting out to people.
Hey, little Varno.
He in Cincinnati having a good time. He don't care. Listen, so I remember that. When they get to that. But again, don't cherish your kids while you can. That doesn't mean let them run over you. That doesn't mean that when they get 18, they in your house, they don't have to pay no bills. They don't have to, but don't be so quick to become the state. And when I mean that, if a kid is in foster care or in the services of the state, when they're 18, the state kicks them out. And they're on their own. So are you telling me you're the state? You're just like the state? Because the state's cold. The state says you're 18, you got to go.
I say, I know these kids get on your nerves and you can't wait till they're 18. I remember my daddy used to say that. He didn't say that to me. He said it to my brothers, Bruce, Brian. But the fact of the matter is, it's funny because I was like, telling Varno, I said, we transition into, as our children grow, we transition too. And so I'm like, wow, we'll be raising our children and raising probably isn't the right word. We'll be guiding our children as long as we have breaths in our body. Our job never ends. We continue to be that example to them, like it or not. Now, I mean, we don't have fun because we have fun, but like it or not, fathers, mothers. But I'm gonna go back because this is Father's Day. This is
Yeah.
Father's
You
Day.
keep
But
trying to make it yours, Yoko.
I'm not trying to make
That's
it
why
mine.
you sitting here, and you
I ain't
used to
trying
didn't
to
sit
make it
here.
mine.
It used to just be me.
Okay.
My handsome self sitting here saying, "Ask a black thing."
Saying, "Get off my lawn."
That's why I'm a grumpy old man now. Get off my lawn. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
okay. It's okay.
It is, and you know, enjoy your children, and really, when I say enjoy them, and remember they're not yours. They're not yours. God gave them to you to just nurture and get to a certain point, then you let them go. You're free, just like a baby bird. You find a bird, and it's hurt or it's new, and you nurture it, you get it strong enough so it can fly
I'm
away.
sorry, but my babies are my babies.
They're your babies.
I'm part of that
They
village.
belong to the world.
They belong to the streets.
No, I ain't saying streets.
Wait a
I said
minute.
they belong to the world.
My babies are my babies.
They have
It's just part of that.
They have to
that
make their
village.
impact on the world. I ain't saying the streets, they run around playing street life, but I'm just saying they belong to the world. That's what, and God gave them to you, and He entrusted you to raise them and get them up. And to all you parents that are doing a good job, good to all you parents that's doing wrong, hurting them kids, you know, there's a special place in hell for you. There really is. I just believe it is. So remember to leave your kids with good memories and not scars. You know what I'm saying? That's the key thing. They should have good memories. They should have, because for the longest, I'm just saying this is me sharing. A lot of people have been through this. So I'm not like, you know, my father left me with a lot of nightmares. I used to wake up and I'm a grown man, and I still have visions or dreams of him wanting to hit me, wanting to whoop me, wanting to, you know, pull his gun out and all those kind of things. I think my father, just off the subject, my father, I believe, when I read that story about the guy who shot his son, you know, the Marvin Gaye, oh, my father used to always threaten me with a gun. I'll take you out the world, and he'd go get his gun. I'll put you in this world, I'll take you out. The only thing that stopped my father from shooting me was my father went one time for 90 days working on the railroad when I was like in the first, second grade. I didn't know, I thought he was really working on the railroad. I'm like, dang, I didn't know my daddy knew about railroads. I found out he was in the county jail for 90 days.
But you know what?
The county jail was not fun for my father. So my father figured he didn't want to go to penitentiary. So he figured that if he would shoot me, he was going to go to penitentiary. If he didn't like county jail for 90 days, he wasn't going to like penitentiary for a long, long time. So that's why he you know.
Right. But and that was, I guess that was your daddy's scare straight tactics with you.
Yeah, well, not with me. What, about shoot me?
Yeah, but you know, but what I'm saying is that,
No, he didn't know
and
that.
I wouldn't know. That's right. But what I'm saying to you is that what you said early on was, if it wasn't your father, you know, kept you out of games because you was afraid of what would happen. So yeah, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay. You know, in regards to that. So
it took me a while to forgive him, but still, like I said, the thing I was talking about is the scars you leave behind. You don't want to leave scars. That's what you're trying not to do.
Yeah.
You know, if it's something that accidentally happens, you know, and if you see yourself going down a hole, or you see yourself that there's something you're unable to do, reach out and help. You know, I do some things with Cuyahoga County Fatherhood Initiative. They have a lot of people who have a lot of programs that can help, especially fathers, but anybody, mothers too.
Yeah.
You know, reach out. You know what I'm saying, and ask for help, because nowadays you can ask for help, and people can reach out and help you. Another thing, read to them kids. Let them kids read this summer. I'm telling y'all right now, do not let your kids run around all summer without getting a book. When they're at home, what happens is, they stop learning. When they're going to still learn because they're doing things, their brains are growing. But what happens is the ability to learn slows down as far as reading and the math and stuff. That doesn't mean you have to stand there with a ruler, and popping them. But get a book that they want to read. You know, there's organizations. What's the one she has, Books in the Hood?
I believe so. I can't remember, but it's something like
I'm gonna post something on my Facebook and Instagram. They will help get your kids books. The library, the Cuyahoga County Public Library, has a lot of different events going on this summer that will get your kids to reading. Let them read what they want to read, because when they go to school, they got to read what Miss Jones tell them to read. So let them read what they want to read. If it's a comic book, who cares? They're reading.
Right.
As long as they're reading, and let them see you read. Read to them. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, the worst thing I saw was when I was in jail, it was a young man came to me. He's my age, though. So I'm saying I'm like 20, 26, 27. And he kept asking me all day long, hey, see, my girlfriend wrote me a letter. You want to see what she said? I said, no, I don't care what your girlfriend wrote. So this is the whole thing. So it's time for him to lock up. I had second shift, so he's going to lock up for the night. And he kept asking me. So last time he said, can you come to my cell for a minute? I'll go to the cell. I said, dude, I don't care what your girlfriend wrote. So then now that he's in the cell by himself, he said, but can I tell you something? I need to know what she wrote because I can't read. And I looked at him and said, you can't read? So I read the letter to him, but then I also got him a kite, which is how they fill out information back and forth in the department. And I told him, you sign up for a reading program. There's no way, you know what I'm saying? You sitting here, you anxious to read this letter, but he couldn't read. And I promise you, I don't know where your child will go if they can read. That's a promise. But I guarantee you they can go further than if they can't read. Because most of the people that I saw were in jail. Not the ones who learned to read in jail, but the ones who went there. Most of them, a lot of them could not read well, could not comprehend, could not read. And it's hard out here if you can't read. You have to master that skill. That's one skill you have to master.
Right.
You have to. And you have, and as a parent, you can get your child involved in reading. It's not just Mrs. Jones or Mr. Lewis's problem to get them to read. It's our problem to get them to read. And fathers, we have to be responsible for that. And stop thinking that the only thing a father you're supposed to do is just whoop a kid when he's wrong. You're supposed to hug that kid.
Say that, baby.
You're supposed to kiss that kid. You're supposed to let that kid know that you love him. And that kid's supposed to see, like I would see my brothers, and I talk to my siblings, oh, I love you, man. And when I talk about my brothers, I ain't talking about my brother who came from my mother. I'm talking about the dudes I'm learning to play golf with. I'm talking to dudes that we talk to in meetings and stuff. Hey, man, I love you, man. All right, cool. We have to be able, especially as black men, we can't see each other as enemies. We have to be able to look at each other down the street, say, hey, how are you doing? Hope them a good day, tell them and give them a smile without thinking that, oh, he's a sucker, he weak. That's the mentality that I was brought up on. You got to be the toughest one. I ain't trying to be the toughest nothing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to be tough as nothing. I don't want to be tough as nothing. You know what I'm saying? And me saying hello to you, telling you, hey, man, I love you, I appreciate you, is not making me weak. So let's get rid of that, fathers, brothers. Let's get rid of that. We're wonderful. And to all you guys out there, I love you. All right? That doesn't, I don't care if you think I'm gay because there's nothing wrong with that. I don't care if you think I'm this and that. That doesn't make a difference. Me loving you does not hurt you. You loving me does not hurt me. Me smiling at you and you smiling at me and say, hey, how you doing? How's your day?
Let me see a smile.
No. We ain't got to walk around every time we see.
And then also, too, even with that, keep in mind your children are watching you. You are constantly being the example of what that looks like. When you greet each other, when you smile at each other, when you're dapping up or whatnot. And just keeping in mind, because, when we talk about, the environment that we place our children in, not just the people that we bring into our household or within our circle, but also, too, more importantly, what's wrong?
No, I'm just looking at time. That's all.
More importantly, is that even though how you approach your struggles, your arguments, people, you think that kids don't hear you. They hear you. Mm-hmm. They hear you. But guess what? You're teaching them how to have a disagreement. You're teaching them how to have an argument. Because guess what? Arguments are part of life. You can't say we didn't argue. And we know our kids got big ears. Yeah. So they heard it, And once you realize that, you pick a time and a place to have those discussions where you don't want to be heard, but also to understand that you're always on stage, especially when it comes to your children. You are constantly developing, even as adults that you are today.
You're teaching them how to be the fathers and the mothers of the future. If he sees daddy, I saw this, and it took people to sit with me. Now, I wasn't running around beating, but I knew that how my father treated my mother was not the way it should be. I didn't want to live no life like that. So we have to learn that. Don't disrespect that baby's mama. in front of that baby. You understand what I'm saying? Don't disrespect that baby's father in front of that baby. If you don't like, hey, y'all got a relationship or you don't, that's cool. That's daddy, that's mama. I used to always tell them, don't try not to disappoint mama. And she would do that to me. Try not to disappoint dad. You want to make that kid say that mama is everything, daddy's everything, that love.
But also, too, don't disappoint yourself. And that's what's important.
Oh, I ain't saying stay in a relationship.
No, what I'm saying is don't disappoint yourself. Because when you reflect back, you're going to be so disappointed, sometimes based upon your decisions. But we know better, we do better, and we grow from there in regards to that. So we're a little bit over
time.
30 minutes now. Because you just got started. When you start rolling.
Any special comments that you want to...
We got a bunch of some shout outs. I already said hi to Cindy and Jerry. And guess what? I think one of our winners from our giveaway, Layla Faye, was one of our
the last giveaway.
Hey, Layla.
She's still watching. Shane. We heard last time.
Yeah, and Jerry said, "Can I get that chair on the back for Father's Day?" Jerry, are you talking about my chair, Jerry?
You got an A chair.
No, Jerry, you can't. But you could come over for Father's Day and sit in my chair. But then you got to go.
So with that being said, thank you everybody who tuned in today. It was an impromptu woman, kind of like threw it together real quick. And we want to say, again, happy Father's Day. I appreciate the work you guys are doing. I really do. I really do. And to all them fathers who are falling short, don't give up. Don't count yourself out. For all those kids that have that love in the household, please give that father today that hug, but also get that mother that hug, that grandmother, the uncle, whoever, the aunt. And all those kids that are without right now, that hear my voice, that are hurting and looking for a way out, I'm telling you, just hang in there. Don't give up, because we do love you, and you are loved. Please don't dig a hole so deep you can't get out of, and nobody can pull you out of. Please remember that, because once that happens, it may be too late. I'm a good example that somebody came and saved my life. Dr. Patricia Ackerman in Cleveland Heights High, my assistant principal, or my principal at one time. So remember that. There are people that God will put in your path that can save you, but do not put yourself in a position where it's unable for them to save you. You know what I'm saying? Because miracles happen every day, but you got to make sure that you don't make it where it has to be a biblical miracle. That he got to move heaven and earth to do it sometimes, because he may not happen. He may just send a boat. He may just send a donkey riding by to have what you need. It may not come in a flaming bush. So with that being said, thank you for allowing us to invade your space. And remember, until we see you again, woman,
we love you.
Now we got to get up and actually turn this
I
off.
thought you was going to do it because this is Father's Day. You weren't going to do it? Hey, Charlene! Somebody named Regine said Happy Father's Day. Here's a bunch of Happy Father's Day.
I got to turn it off. All right, y'all. Peace.
Bye. Bye. Charlene, Cindy, Celine. Our lesson right now.